Is this thing on? Are we on? Are we on this time? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, aka Hood Digital, aka your conspiracy theorist, aka the starving YouTuber. Man, it took me a while, man. I'm the tech retard for real, man. I've been here like half hour trying to fix the sound on my Streamlab, and it's been crazy. I think I got it right, man, but I was determined to do this video no matter what. I had set myself to do a video every single day, but I realized that this is not possible because on the weekend I was not able to do a video. It was just impossible, ladies and gentlemen. It was crazy. My schedule does not allow me to do a video on the weekends. I work in the morning. When I get off at 4 o'clock, I have my coffee and I head to the gym. By the time I come back from the gym, I have to have my meal because I fast. I only eat probably mostly once a day on the weekends. So when I get off the gym, I eat my meal. Sometimes I have to help wifey cook the meal or whatever because she's tight. She works on Saturdays too, and all this stuff. So by that time, it would be 9, 10 o'clock, and I'm exhausted by that time. So, excuse me, it is just impossible. But I really, really wanted to do the video. I had so much stuff in my head. I wanted to do crazy videos. I got a lot of videos on deck. But this time, I'm not going to react to any video. I'm just going to tell you a story. You're going to see from you probably already saw from the description what this video is going to be about. The 14th letter, the N word. Now, I did a video, uh, I think 9 days ago, couple of days ago. I did a video where I was addressing the Lord Jamal Fat Joe situation, and I was talking about the N word, and I did say that the N word, everybody just uses it, and it doesn't really, it's not a racial term anymore, and that it just means basically when you address somebody as the N word, you're just talking about a male person, whether it's white, black, or whatever. And I meant that. And I meant that. And I did mean that. I did mean everything. Everything I said, I did mean it. Because it's true. You're not going to be fighting, and this goes to all African Americans. You're not going to be killing yourself or killing people over a word and shooting everybody over a word because now everybody is just saying it. But then fast forward, you know, I was in the gym, and on my playlist, I have a lot of different types of music. I could have rock and roll. It all depends what I'm feeling. It all depends on what touches me. And there's a soundtrack to a movie, a music soundtrack to a movie that I've been listening to on and off for 30 years. This movie came out in 95. And I love the soundtrack, the music soundtrack to this movie. I love it. I love it. And then the other day, I was in the gym and well, actually, yeah, Saturday. And I said to myself, damn, you know what? I never seen this fucking movie. I never even seen this movie. But I love the soundtrack so much. And there's three songs there that I love. And I was like, wait a minute. And then I seen that they actually had, excuse me, a part one and part two. And I was like, wow. And I love movies like that, movies that have part one and part two. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Remember, I'm the tech retard, so please bear with me. I'm talking about Tales from the Hood, ladies and gentlemen. This movie came out in 95, and I have never seen it 30 years ago. And I love the music soundtrack. I think it's awesome. They got a song called Death Represents My Hood, which I love that song. talking to myself. I don't have the artist in my head. Talking to myself. That song is just crazy. You also have Hot Ones Echo Through the Ghetto. That's by the Click. And overall, the whole music soundtrack is dope. The whole music soundtrack is dope. I was not aware that they actually had a part one, part two, and part three. So I started watching it. I started watching it, and I seen part one. I loved it because, especially because I was a fan of Tales from the Crypt. Just the other day, I was watching a couple of shows from Tales from the Crypt, and it is a similarity. I didn't know that it was a lot of different tales. I didn't know the format to the movie. I thought it was just a basic whole movie. Is they actually tell tales from the hood. Advise all of y'all to check it out. But I've seen part one. I liked it. Then I'm watching part two. You know, I consider myself a smart person, a smart individual. And the reason why I consider myself an intelligent individual is not because of what I know. It's because of what I recognize that I don't know. It's because I will always consider myself a student of life itself. I always have something to learn. I always want to learn something. Always, because when you're learning, that's what keeps you moving forward. If you think you know everything, you're fucked. You're dead in life. And sometimes, and this is another reason that I believe I'm intelligent, because I have the ability of reasoning, and I have the ability of having that little click in the brain when somebody says something, whether it could be a word or it could be a phrase, and it just stuns you. It just stuns you, and you're like, "Whoa, that's crazy." And and I'm almost 50 years old. I'll be 15 years old in May. I'm an old head, and to this day, I want to learn like I'm 5 years old, like I'm a little kid. I seek knowledge all the time. I try to as much as I can, and I like to pay attention to people. You can't just discard anyone or label them that they're stupid. You have to pay attention because everybody has something to show you. So I'm watching Tales from the Crypt too. And there's a scene where this white girl and this black girl go into a museum. And the museum is like in an abandoned house. And they have all these dolls. And all these, not dolls, not just dolls, but they have all these ornaments and all these things like cups and all this crazy stuff from back in the days. Supposedly it was made by the slave owners, and this girl, she's looking at everything, and then this old man comes out, and she's very intrigued, and there's a doll that she wants, and she's telling the old man, listen, I'll give you $800 for that. And the old man is just telling them, nah, she can't have it. They offered me thousands. No, because of certain things. And they're talking about the word, the N word. And she tells him, well, rappers call themselves the N word all the time. So what's the problem? And he said, that's because they have accepted that branding. That just clicked. That's something that just clicked in my head. I mean, a lot of things came in my head, and it's crazy. It's true. You don't see us Hispanics calling each other spics. You don't see chinks calling themselves chinks. You don't see Italians calling themselves whatever. I forgot, Guidos. You don't see that. And and it's true. It's because the man have pushed that so much, pushed that word so much that they have black people labeling themselves that. It's like it's such it's such a control that that word just became famous. And I was looking at the terms for the meanings and stuff like that, and I realized that it's true. Everybody is calling themselves that word. Black people calling themselves that, white people calling themselves that, everybody using that word. But if you notice, the educated is not using that word. Shout out to China Mac, man. I gotta give him a shout out because he did say something a long time ago that he used to say that word, and he dropped the word because it's disrespectful to other people, and he didn't want to be disrespectful to other people. And I'm not gonna use that word anymore. I am not. I made it a point to not use that word again because I should be smarter than that. And just by the fact that that guy said because they have already accepted the branding. That word is a term for ignorance. It's a term, it's an offensive term. And it's a word pushed into the uneducated to use. It's a word that, and I did say you could look up. I'm going to try to put that video on my end screen. When I finish this video, I'm going to try to put it on my end screen so y'all could see it. I mean, what I said was kind of right. Everybody is saying it, but it's unfortunate that everybody's saying it. It's not okay to say it. It's not because we shouldn't accept the branding. Not black, because I'm going to tell you, to the white people, the actual white people that created this word, that coined this word, they were talking about us too. They wasn't just talking about African Americans. They was talking about us. If we would have been there, I'm Dominican. If I would have been there, I would have been just another N word to them. So no, I take this back. It is not okay. It is not okay. It is not okay to use the N word. It's not. And we should not use the N word, ladies and gentlemen. That's just all I'm saying. It's we should be more educated than that. We really should. We should really be more educated than that because that word was made as a disrespect. It was a word of oppression, and we should not be using it. And we should all make take a responsibility for ourselves and not use this word, ladies and gentlemen. We shouldn't. And it's crazy that I'm on my 50th year and I just learned this and it took so long. I've been using that word as far as I can remember since high school, probably before high school. I've been using that word. And it's crazy how it took so long and yet so little for me to think this way. for me to come to this conclusion, for me to learn this. And I do take it back what I said as far as it's just a word. You can't kill each other for a word. It is true that we need to be more pacific when it comes to the word. I mean, you can't just go ahead and kill somebody and stab somebody over a word because there's a lot of people you're going to have to kill, and nobody wants to go to prison over that word. You understand? That's what I'm saying. That because it's crazy how they have pushed that word that you can't hear a rap song anymore without that word. I wish I had a dollar in one album. I wish I had a dollar for every time that word is said. I think I'll be richer than Elon Musk. I don't think Elon Musk could fuck with me. And soon as that guy said, man, that old man said, because they have already accepted the branding, I said to myself, God damn, that motherfucker is so right, man. He is so effing right. We have accepted the branding. And it's like I'm not African American, but all y'all think about it, we're minorities. Look at me. I'm a light skinned black man that was born in the Caribbeans. I do have Spaniards, European descendant. I know I do. But me and a black guy, the KKK is going to do the same thing to both of us. The Nazis. Well, not even the Nazis, because the Nazis wasn't really racist against the races. The Nazis just didn't like the Jewish people. But anyway, I wanted to talk about that. I got a lot of videos on deck that I wanted to talk about, but I wanted to do this though, man. I mean, really, that just clicked. That just clicked. And something else I wanted to say, I did not know that Tales from the Hood was actually so racially. I mean, it was about race and stuff. It was about racism, and I didn't know it touched those subjects. But I just thought that it was gangsters going to a haunted house and they'll shoot each other, and then they turn into monsters and stuff like that. That's what I had the idea that that's what it was going to be. But it turned out to be Tales from the Hood. Like really uh the same format as Tales from the Crypt. I'm also a big fan of the Twilight Zone, by the way. If you guys ever have the time, go and watch the old episodes of Rod Serling's The Twilight Zone. They do it for me at night before I go to sleep. I've seen all of them already. There's 5 seasons. I already seen all of them. But anyway, I wanted to make this video short, man. I mean, I really wanted to do all the things, but I wanted to really touch on this because I thought it was very important because it changed my life for the better. Um, I feel more educated now when you really think about this. I mean, sometimes they could tell you 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times things, and then somebody would just say such just the right thing that'll make all the difference in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Thank you for your time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be back with some more videos I got on deck. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to tell y'all what I'm trying to do because I like surprises. Guys, um, get with me. Get with me. Subscribe. I'm not getting any views. If you guys are listening out there, man, help me out. Subscribe, like, don't like, comment, let me know. I'm here to be educated. I'm here to learn. I'm not here to teach. I'm here to learn. I'm here to I'm all I'm here to do is talk about my life, my experiences, my trials and tribulations, and my opinion on current events. I wanted to talk about wrestling. I'm going to add that too to this channel because I'm a big wrestling fan, so there's no way I can leave WWE and wrestling overall. I can't leave it out this channel. Wrestling, hip hop, current events. My last video was about Puff Daddy. It was crazy. But yeah, like, subscribe, get with me. Peace.